Hello and welcome to the Innovative Lawyers Awards, held here tonight at the National History Museum in London. As you can see behind me, the guests are just arriving and it promises to be rather another exciting, interesting evening. But to kickstart the night, I'm joined by Reena, the Chief Executive of RSG Consulting, the FT's research partner, and Michael Skapinker, Head of Special Reports at the Financial Times. Now, Reena, let's start with you first. Quite interestingly, there seem to be quite a lot more women nominated this year. Why do you think that is?
I think the profession is becoming more aware of the problem. I mean, for people that don't know, the legal profession is incredibly undiverse. It's dominated by white males, generally from a certain socio-economic background. And I think at the partnership level in particular, there are very, very few women. The industry average is 18%, which is pretty poor, considering that there's an equal number of men and women that join the profession. And I think being aware of the problem has meant that there's a lot more firms creating initiatives, and they're pushing their women forward. And the women are kind of being encouraged to take more kind of central roles. I mean, it's still an issue. We're at the tip of an iceberg still, but gratifying.
So changing, but not there yet.
Not there yet. Not there yet, definitely.
And Mike, when we launched this report 9 years ago, I mean, eyebrows were raised about the title, Innovative Lawyers. How critical is innovation still for the law profession, do you think, legal profession?
More important than ever, I would say, innovation. Since we started, we had the great financial crisis, and we had business having to reassess how it operated, banks having to reassess how they operated, and the law firms have had to respond to that. Their clients have become more demanding, they've become far more cost sensitive, they've demanded that lawyers meet them in that, and lawyers have been going out to do that. So that's one issue. The other thing is growing globalization, growing internationalization, which is very much reflected in these awards.
Let's pick up on that point, Reena. Looking at the nature of globalization, we've just launched into Asia ourselves. What pressures do you think globalization bring to bear on the legal industry?
I think it's probably the most significant trend that is changing the profession, and it's been happening for a long time. But one of the things that we're really seeing, and we saw in our Asia Pac report, and we're seeing increasingly from the American firms and the European firms, is that they're following their corporate clients in the sense of they're realizing that to be global, but they also have to be local. So it used to be that lawyers would just go into a new jurisdiction, plant a flag and say, here we are, and they'll import their London lawyers or their New York lawyers. But now what's happening is they're recruiting local lawyers, and these local lawyers are like nomads. They're like a different kind of breed of lawyer. You know, they've grown up in, say, the PRC, trained or worked in America or the UK or Europe, and then gone back again. So they're a really different kind of lawyer. We call them nomads, really.
That's interesting. So nomads, to be global, you've got to be local. So Mike, looking forward to the next 12 months, what do you think we'll be talking about?
Well, I think we'll see an extension of that theme. We're seeing it tonight. We're going to see it in our awards tonight. People going to places lawyers haven't been before. Countries in Africa that they haven't really worked in international law before. We're going to see people who are working on space law. I think there is no area of the world, no area of the universe really that's out of bounds for our lawyers.
Reena, the final word to you. Do you think that really is the picture? The world is our oyster for lawyers at the moment.
Yes, I do. I mean, we're researching our American. I know we're at the European Awards and we're researching our American report, and what we're seeing is really different submissions. There are law firms talking about big data in a way that they never used to. They're talking about packaging up their intelligence and feeding it back to clients, and this is all incredibly new for a very traditional profession. So big data, globalization, technology, it's all about to happen.
Reena SenGupta, Michael Skapinker, thank you very much for joining us. Have a great night.